Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about the new fights that Dana White just announced: Merab versus Sean O'Malley 2 and Ian Garry versus Carlos Prates. Everyone online has been going crazy over the fact that Sean is getting another title shot. No one wants to see that fight. No one thinks he is deserving of the title shot, and I fully agree. What are we doing here? Dana White has not been cooking with these matchmakings recently. He's been doing the opposite. He's just been burning the house down with his horrible matchmaking. These fights we've been getting are just straight trash. Sean hasn't done anything since his last fight with Merab. He did nothing. He just sat out until Merab fought Umar, defended his title, and then Dana gave him another shot at the title. It makes zero sense. But before we get into the Sean stuff, I want to quickly go over the Ian Garry versus Carlos Prates fight, just because that was also announced. Ironically, both of these fights were announced on April 1st, so lots of people thought that Dana White was just joking around, but he's being serious. He's gonna get another title shot for literally doing nothing. That's besides the point. Ian Garry is stepping on short notice and fighting Carlos Prates instead of Jeff Neal. I think it's a good fight. Do I think it's better than the Jeff Neal fight? Yeah, I mean, it depends. My thing with Ian Garry is that recently his fighting style has been kind of boring. What he does now is he sticks his jab and just tries to slowly win his way to a decision rather than going for the kill. You know what I mean? I think it's because he's fighting tougher opponents. He's been more on the safe side in fights. We saw that against his Shavkat fight. Don't get me wrong, he put on a good fight and he almost submitted Shavkat, but I would have liked to see more. I would have liked to see him strike more, throw more, let his hand go more, and we just saw a lack of that. And to be fair, Shavkat was also guilty of that. He didn't throw as much as I expected him to either, but Ian Garry has just not been throwing as much as I would have liked him to throw in his fights. His Jeff Neal fight was not that good. His Jeff Magny fight, I think that's his name, was also not all that either. His fights have just been meh. He's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but his fights have just not been entertaining. So I would like to saw Jeff Neal fight Carlos Prates instead, but it is what it is. He had to pull out for his own reasons. And in terms of Carlos Prates, I think he's a good fighter. Who do I think will win? I don't know how he's gonna do against someone like Ian, who is proven to be a top level fighter in the welterweight division. I am interested in seeing this fight. I would have to bet on Ian winning just because we've seen him fight the top guys, so we know he's able to stand with the best. Plus, he has an underrated chin, which I don't see a lot of people talking about. But I could go either way, to be honest. I'm not too sure whether Ian Garry would pull it off. But to get back to the Sean O'Malley fight, why is this man getting a title? Dana privilege really is a thing, because Dana White, he goes all out for his favorite fighters. Sean did absolutely nothing since his first fight with Merab. This guy didn't even fight. It's not like he's all coming off of a win. He's not even coming off of a win. Technically, he's coming off of a loss, but his last loss was him losing the title. Him watching Merab versus Umar was good enough for Dana to give him the title shot. What are we doing here? We could have seen so much better fights. Sean versus Peter Yan would be a way better fight than Merab versus Sean 2. I want to see Merab versus Pantoja. I want to see that super fight. I want to see Pantoja go up and fight Merab for the double champ status. I think that'd be so much more entertaining, so much more stakes on the line than seeing Sean fight for an undeserving title. And I get that for Merab's case. I guess he gets more money out of it since Sean is a bigger name and he can pull in more numbers, but he's just not deserving of this title shot. It's taking away from Merab's legacy. It's taking away from every fighter who has to build their way back up to a title or has to build their way to a title to begin with, because Dana White is feeling genuine, so wants to give his favorite fighter a title shot. These fighters are not deserving of title shots. I don't know what Dana's been smoking on recently, but he's giving so much of these undeserving fighters a title shot. Dustin Poirier is a good example of that. Nothing against Dustin Poirier. In fact, he's one of my favorite fighters. He was definitely not deserving of a title shot against this one. The guy was coming off of one fight win streak against Benoit Saint Denis. What are we doing here? Sean should not be getting the title shot. I think we can all agree as an MMA community that he's the last person deserving of that. Like I was saying earlier, I want to see the Peter Yan rematch. I want to see them go 5 rounds. The first match was close. Many people thought that PR won, but I would have liked to see that fight instead. That would have been so much. That would have been a striking masterclass instead of watching Merab fail 37 takedowns against Sean in a rematch. And here's the thing, I have nothing against Merab, to be honest with you, and this is an unpopular opinion. He is one of my favorite fighters currently, but even as a fan, I'm willing to admit he has one of the most boring styles in the whole of the UFC. This guy's style is so boring to watch. He just feels 70 takedowns in a fight and then gets a decision. But we're gonna see that again against Sean. It's a style that's been working for him, and that's what he's gonna do. Don't fix something that's not broken. But instead of having to watch that, we could have seen Peter Yan and Sean go at it for 25 minutes straight, just a back and forth masterclass, them just going at it, destroying each other. That would have been way more entertaining. But to finish my point, what Dana White is doing is just, it's unfair to all the fighters who have to work their way up, or all the former champions who never got that immediate title shot that they would have liked to get. Sugar Sean is getting all these undeserved opportunities. That's just unfair for so many other MMA fighters. And at this point, like, you can't deny the fact that Dana White is playing favorites. It's just evident by what he's doing with people, with fighters like Sugar Sean or Justin Gaethje. And it also takes away from Merab's legacy. Like, he defended against Umar, which was alright, I guess. Like, yeah, Umar has a Nurmagomedov last name, but Umar has, if you look at his record itself, it's not the best. But then his if he does win this fight against Sugar Sean, you'd have his second defense against someone who's coming off a loss. Like, what does that add to his legacy? It doesn't add anything at all. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Do you think Sugar Sean, I mean, no, you guys, no one should think Sugar Sean should get the title match. Not a single person in the MMA community should think Sugar Sean deserves his rematch. The fact of the matter is, he doesn't. But do you guys think this will be an interesting fight? Do you guys think Sean should have fight someone else? I know it's evident that he should have fought someone else. We could have, let me put this in perspective. I've said this so many times in the video, but we could have seen Sugar Sean fight Peter Yan. Instead, we're seeing him fight Merab for the second time. A fight that's already happened. A fight that's 100% going to play out like it did in the last fight. But we're seeing it again instead of watching a fight that would have been amazing with Sugar Sean versus Peter Yan. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys for this video. Oh yeah, one more thing. Merab versus Pantoja. We could have seen Merab versus Pantoja instead of Sugar Sean versus Merab. That would have been way more better because of the stakes that come with both fighters. But instead, we have to sit through this undeserving title fight. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I really do appreciate to all of you guys who sat through this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.